Jen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami. And no, you don't have to say that 3 times fast because nobody can. I'm a speaker coach and owner of Waitlist. So I help service providers grow their impact and income through the power of the spoken word through public speaking. So anything that involves a microphone and more than one person listening to you, I'm the right person to work with you.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh my goodness. So origin stories are fun, right? I set out with a different business than I have right now. So back in 2009, I started a blog and I'm like, okay, this waitlist thing was based on my own signature story. At that time, my signature story was how I lost 100 pounds in 1 year with no program, products, or supplements. And once I started sharing that message on stages, people started resonating with me and saying, Jen, tell me your secrets. Now, there were no secrets, but there were 4 steps to the process. And I was happy to share those steps through different speaking opportunities and PR opportunities like Women's Health and Reader's Digest, things like that. That was fun for a while. But I got to the point during the pandemic, I think all of us reached a point where I'm like, no, I don't want to focus on physical health anymore. And I had some great clients that I was coaching through some of their targets with health. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore, but I still love public speaking. I was fortunate during the pandemic to still have paid virtual speaking engagements on the regular, so that was not a challenge for me. What I didn't have was a deeper passion for creating a movement around that message of physical health. Instead, my movement today is turn your message into a movement that pays you and grows your legacy. So I decided to focus on coaches. As an ICF certified coach, it's important to me to help other coaches stay in the business because we know what 80% of business owners run out of business within 3 to 5 years and decide to go back to the job. I don't want that to happen. I know the pressures that exist for business owners, and I know that speaking one to many is the best way to scale and grow without feeling like you have to spend all day on social media or all day in coffee meetings. Love a coffee meeting, but sometimes we just don't have enough hours in the day. So that's why I focus on that today.
So I'm interested. You had something happen in your life that you made a big change. What brought you to that change? And then when you started speaking and you decided to shift, what did you learn from what you did that you brought with you into what you're doing now?
This is an excellent question. So what inspired me to change and lose the weight was my grandmother passed away, and Grandma Espinosa was a huge inspiration to me. She was 88 years old. She passed 1 week after she turned 88 years old. She was in the hospital, had heart disease for many years. I have a genetic history of heart disease, diabetes, all sorts of things, Alzheimer's in my family. And I said, well, what does my future look like? I'm very future oriented. I was 100 pounds overweight, and I said, well, it's not looking good for me. I don't think it's going to progress in the right way that I want it to do. So I said, what can I do? I didn't have a lot of money. I was a college student. So I said, well, I could focus on what I'm doing and create awareness around my habits right now. That was step one. And I think that translates to business as well, because if you're not aware of what you're doing and what's working, you can't improve it.
Yep.
So I took some of those lessons to the work I do with clients today, because if you're not aware of what's working and what's not working, you can't move the needle in any meaningful direction.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I mean, just to relate to, I just lost my mom a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
She lived a full life though, 92. But there was a point where I was down helping with my dad, and I had gained quite a bit of weight, and I got fed up, and I did something about it. Still have to do more. But when you did that and you were out speaking and you started having clients come in, what were some of the key things that you look at? Do you have a broad group of clients, or do you focus on a specific area? And how did that translate into how you teach?
Well, always have a heart for my health folks. So I work with a lot of people, health coaches, exercise coaches, fitness coaches, people in spirituality. So people who do what you would call woo woo kinds of work, like energy healing and things like that. I love working with those people because I understand those industries. I was in that industry for quite a few years before I shifted to just the coaching industry. Now, lately, coaches have been offering so many different flavors of coaching, which excites me because I love working with creatives and innovators. So, ADHD coaches, relationship coaches who help you heal trauma or use trauma informed practices, DEI coaches who are helping you create a safer, more inclusive culture at work. These are people at the forefront of thought leadership, and these are the people who are ready to take that thought leadership to the stage. And those are the people I most love working with.
What size events do you get them to do? I'm just kinda curious.
So I like to say there's a stage for everyone. It may be a stage like this. I call this a small stage, so a podcast, which is beautiful, and some people, that's the only stage they pursue, and that's perfectly okay. Your journey is unique to you. I want you to have a journey that makes sense for you. So some of my clients are the keynote stages, the big annual conferences, thousands of people in the seats, and they said, "My speaking fee is no less than $10,000." So I can help everyone from those podcast bookings to keynote speakers who are traveling all over the world delivering their message. And I think that neither one is more important than the other. I think your message deserves to be heard, and I think there are plenty of people waiting to hear it. Finding those stages is the secret sauce that is missing with a lot of speaker coaches because they'll say, "Oh, just understand your market," but they won't help you understand those markets. I've delivered concepts for corporate, for international associations. I've had clients in India. So I understand some of the different markets and what they're looking to hear from speakers. And not many speaker coaches can help you find those gigs, so to speak. So I kind of bridge a gap that exists in the industry. Again, entrepreneurs, right? We'll find a need and we'll fill that need. So that's what I'm hoping to do here.
So I can call you an international coach.
Yes.
That
And I'm an international speaker as well.
So I'm curious, do you have any of all the clients that you've had, do a couple stick out to you where it was just like, "This is fantastic," that you got to work with? Any memories from that?
You know, all of my clients are amazing. Of course, I'm not going to say I don't like working with my clients. My clients are amazing. They have great ideas. But what I will say is I help people with mindset and mechanics. So let's think about mindset a little bit. Imposter syndrome, right? I am not big enough, important enough, have unique ideas that people want to listen to. That comes up a lot for my clients. And usually that shows up as in, I can't charge a speaking fee for this.
Sh
I'll do everything for free, but if you ask me how much my fee is, oh my God, I can't even bridge that conversation, whatever you have in your budget. So that's how imposter syndrome could show up. As a speaker, you have a mindset of I'm a service provider, I'm providing something of value to a group of people, and that requires some sort of energy exchange, fee exchange, money exchange. So you approach the mindset differently. And I've had clients go from free dinner speaking to big keynotes. I had one client I worked with on his speech. He's killing it right now. He's awesome. We worked several years together a while ago, and he had this phrase that he was testing out with me that he wanted to use as his tagline. He's using it today, and people can't get enough of it. So that was part of the creative work we did because he wasn't sure if that would translate from the nonprofits he was speaking to a corporate environment. It's translating like heck, and he's killing it. So I love working with clients who are ready to dream and ready to get out there and find their stage.
So you really do help build their confidence.
Absolutely.
Have you ever had somebody come in that is well noted already that you've helped with in bringing in more business? Has that happened? I mean, what's the range of your clients?
So well known is an interesting thing when it comes to speakers. I'm not working with Mel Robbins or Tony Robbins or anything like that. They've got their own representation out
Right.
there. God bless them. They're doing their thing. I work with speakers who may be known within certain circles, but they want to expand those circles. So, for example, I might be working with someone who the coaching community knows all about this person because they're speaking everywhere, they're showing up, they're highly visible, but someone outside of coaching may not know their name or ever met them. I work with people in Minnesota, of course. I work with people in other communities. I work with a lot of people on the East Coast, actually. It just ends up that way. I do a lot of
How did that happen?
presentations. I do a lot of presentations. Most about 80% of the people who work with me heard me present somewhere, and a lot of those are virtual presentations. Virtual presentations are still stages, and so they become clients after hearing me speak.
So do those things that you do virtually, do you save those and is that evergreen material for you.
It is evergreen material, and I'm glad you mentioned this because if you don't have a signature speech, your thought leadership speech that can be translated anywhere from 15 minutes to 90 minutes long, you don't have a program yet. So if you're curious how to get that program going, how to choose that speech, it's really hard to edit down to one speech. It can be done, and it can fuel your business for years to come. That's what I've been doing.
So you helped them craft that.
Exactly.
Wow. I should talk to you.
Let's have a conversation outside of here. I'm always happy to chat.
Um, Now you mentioned different areas that you help with. Is there one area in particular, though? I know you mentioned others that you love, but is there one that if it's a speaker that comes to you or somebody that comes to you and you just go, "This is the spot that I love the best." Is there one spot that you love the best?
Yeah, I have speakers who are like, "Hey, Jen, I got invited to speak, and they offered me $2,000." And I'm like, "Yes, that's awesome. Let's replicate that. Let's multiply that." That's what really gets me excited because they happen to fortunately get a speaking engagement. They don't know how to replicate that. I'm a process girl. I came from compliance. So I I follow steps, I follow the process, and I help people design their own process around that to make it easy, simple, rinse and repeat so they can stop working with me and keep going.
So I'm guessing that you have a fairly large network.
I do okay. LinkedIn is my favorite place. Come hang out with me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking just from the standpoint of the people that you help and being able to bring those people into other arenas, you know. Do you do more corporate or is it how does that work for you? What's your mix?
My mix is mostly entrepreneurial and associations. That's my sweet spot. So, little known fact, if you get into one level of an association, suppose the local chapter meeting in your area, chances are good you can also present at the international level of that particular association, especially when you wow them with your signature speech. So we're talking repeat business over and over and over without you ever going outside of that market. Now, I have a lot of clients who do want to get in corporate. Corporate is hard to get into. It's hard to negotiate. It's hard to find the decision makers. And yes, I absolutely do have corporate clients as well. So I know those markets really well. The only market I don't know really well, but I do have enough knowledge to be dangerous, is college and university markets. So if you're like, I'm going to do a college speaking tour, I'm going to go to my child's college, I'm going to go speak at this one, whether it's the staff or the students, I know less about that, but I can at least get you started.
Okay. Okay. I had a thought and I was going to ask it. Here's what I was going to ask you. So, you've been doing this for a while. What do you see for yourself in the future as far as what you're doing with your business? I mean, do you see bringing in other coaches? Is that something that is something that you're considering, or what's your vision moving forward?
I see interviewing other amazing people within the speaking industry because there's a lot of old boy mentality in the speaking industry. I want to see more women on stages. I want to see more women of color, more voices that are underrepresented. I want to include them within these conversations. It's not really happening in a large way in the speaking industry. There's a lot of niche and cliques that are going on. You would think you escaped high school way back when. It's still out there. So I want to open up the conversation, make those connections, expand the networks, and allow people to see that there can be a stage for them. And maybe it's closer than they think.
Mhm. That's very cool. What has happened? What's one or two experiences that you're like, you didn't see that coming?
Oh my God. Okay, so this is recent. I hosted a Fearless Women's Summit this past year. My first time ever hosting an in person event with 12 other speakers. As if that wasn't enough, when I got on stage, I hired a videographer to get that amazing video footage of me. She followed me up the aisle as I was walking up to the stage. I did this impromptu, like, interpretive dance thing, which I never would do. This was, like, totally spontaneous. I'm kind of embarrassed to watch the video footage. I'm avoiding it right now. But I did this little spin because I thought it was kinda cool and I was in the moment. I broke my sandal shoe.
Oh,
And I was stumbled my way up the stage. I'm, like, sliding my foot, and I'm like, "Please don't notice that I just broke my shoe in front of everyone."
you doing a Michael Jackson?
I did the Michael Jackson, the zombie slide, and at one point in my presentation, I just called it out. I'm like, "You know what, folks? I really feel like removing this shoe." And they're like, "Do it." So I removed my shoe in front of everyone, and my videographer very nicely came and picked it up, so it wasn't in the footage. I mean, it was embarrassing, but it was also a really great moment of connection with the audience, and that's part of the authenticity of public speaking.
Absolutely. That makes you human. I mean, I may have made a mistake or two on the guitar at times, but,
Pretend like it never happened, and nobody will know the
you just
difference.
play the same thing twice and they think you meant it. That's
Exactly. I get it.
well, it's been great talking with you. I learned a lot. Um, any parting thoughts?
Just reminding everyone that there's a stage for you, and if you're not sure where to find that stage, let's have a conversation.
All right.